It is a sunny, beautiful afternoon. I've got a little bit of a break before my next meeting starts, and I thought today I would try making a drink that everyone has been really excited about, the brown sugar oat milk iced shaken espresso. That's a lot of words to describe a latte. A lot of people are very excited about this drink right now. I'm seeing tutorials for it everywhere, and I was intrigued because I feel like oat milk is having a moment right now. A lot of people are very excited about oat milk. I went to this cafe to get coffee this weekend, and the barista was telling me that oat milk is so high in demand that they aren't even able to get it. That a lot of the smaller cafes in Seattle can't get oat milk because the demand is so high, and it's only like the bigger chain coffee places that are able to get it. So a lot of people are very excited about using oat milk in their coffee. I thought that I would give it a try because even though I usually just stick to regular milk, I don't really branch out from regular milk or cream when it comes to making myself lattes. I do really like brown sugar. I like brown sugar as a flavoring. I love getting brown sugar milk teas, and I imagine this will just taste like a coffee version of a milk tea. And I'm not quite sure how the oat milk will affect the taste because I know that oat milk has a kind of I don't want to call it a nutty flavor. It's hard to describe, but I've had oat milk before and I feel like it softens the flavor palette a bit. I still don't know why it's called a shaken espresso instead of just like an iced latte. I don't quite know what shaking it does that stirring it with a spoon wouldn't, but you know what? I'm not an expert. I'm just gonna try it out. So all of the ingredients of the drink are basically in its name. You need brown sugar, oat milk, espresso. I've watched videos of Starbucks baristas like making it at Starbucks, and I'm going to try to recreate it based on the tools that I have at home and the ingredients that I have at home. So the first thing that I did, and I did this earlier today, is just make some brown sugar simple syrup. This is really, really easy to make. If you ever needed to make simple syrup for cocktails before, it's exactly the same process, except you just use brown sugar. You take equal parts of brown sugar and water, mix them together in a pan. Start with kind of a low temperature so that the sugar has a chance to dissolve, then turn it up so that the water is boiling. Stir it for 2 to 3 minutes, and then you're done. I made a lot because I will use it, even if I end up not liking this drink. I know I'll use it to make milk tea, so can't hurt to have too much. You're also going to need espresso, which I just finished making. It's sitting on the stove. I don't want to put it on this here because it's still hot. You're going to need cinnamon, and I also set aside some cardamom because generally when it comes to lattes, I feel like I'm more of a cardamom person than a cinnamon person. So I decided, like, I was so torn. I was like, I should use cinnamon because that's what the actual Starbucks recipe calls for, but I know what my taste preferences are like. I also know that Starbucks drinks tend to be a little bit sweeter than I like, so I decided as a compromise, instead of making a drink that there's a possibility I won't like, I'm going to make 2 half-iced lattes. One of them will be true to the Starbucks recipe. I'm going to follow it exactly the way that I've seen it in the videos, and the other will be me tweaking it a little bit and making adjustments based on what I know I like in my lattes. Okay, so I already have a shot of espresso here. I'm halving the recipe. I'm using half of the recipe. I've got a shot of espresso right here. I've got another shot waiting still on the stove for my second drink. In the videos that I saw, baristas used 3 pumps of the brown sugar syrup. And I texted my friend who used to work at Starbucks to ask like how many tablespoons or teaspoons that is. And he let me know that each pump is basically 1 tablespoon of the syrup. So since we're doing half of the recipe, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon. This is so much sugar. And then a half. I think I can already tell that this is going to be way too sweet for me. This is more sugar than I would like to have. Other than that, the ingredient was cinnamon, but I didn't see anyone using a spoon for the cinnamon. I just saw them like shake it a few times. So I will shake it a few times. And then you need to shake it in something with ice. This is all I have. So I'm just using a cocktail shaker. Okay, then we pour everything in here. And shake it. All right. Now let's put some ice in our cup. I think I maybe put a little bit too much ice. That's all right. Okay, let's set this aside. I'm actually gonna grab a spoon and stir this up a little bit. I needed a spoon after all. I'm gonna take one of these out. My sink is right there. I'm not just throwing it on the ground, don't worry. A lot darker than what I remember people using. I wonder if people used a different kind of oat milk, if that makes a difference. Okay, let's try it. There's something about it, it's not bad, but I think it's just too sweet. I can see that it's heading to a direction that is good, but I just think it's way too sweet for my personal preference palate. I will finish this, like I'm not gonna waste it, but let me set this aside right now and try making my version of it using cardamom instead of cinnamon. I feel like the cinnamon and the oat milk together have, like cinnamon is something that cuts down on the bite of coffee and makes coffee taste less bitter. Sometimes if you would like to drink espresso, for example, and the taste, like the aftertaste of it has that bite, if you just sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon, then that will take the bite away and you'll still be able to taste the coffee. I think that maybe oat milk does the same. So having cinnamon and oatmeal and a lot of sugar means that this kind of tastes like a milkshake, but not really a coffee. I can't really taste the coffee very well in this beverage. I mean, I like milkshakes, I'll drink it, but I want to try making a latte first. So let me go pop this in the fridge, like maybe 4 cubes. Then we add the rest of the espresso, which is 1 shot. I guess I could have just mixed it in here the whole time. Instead of adding 1.5 teaspoons of the sweetener, I think I'm just going to add 1/2 teaspoon, because that's as much as I want. And this time, we're gonna use some cardamom. That already smells better. Oops. I forgot there was drinking here. Grab a paper towel. Okay, now let's go ahead and give this a shake. Oh yeah, this is really good. So I can see why people really like this drink, especially if they don't like the taste of coffee. Because the Starbucks version anyway has enough sugar and enough oat milk and enough ingredients to take away all of the bitterness of coffee, and it ends up kind of tasting like coffee ice cream, a coffee ice cream milkshake. I really like creamy coffees, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't need like black coffee that's intense in flavor. I mean, I'll drink cappuccinos and lattes with no sweetener in it because it's really the cream and the coffee together that tastes really good to me. And I'm going to enjoy using the rest of this brown sugar syrup as I make an oolong milk tea probably tomorrow because I don't need any more caffeine today. If you've tried making this drink, then please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know if you made any tweaks or changes that made it taste better for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I'm gonna double fist these in my next meeting.